Greetings YouTube, welcome to 0AD Newbie Rush, and it's another free-for-all Friday, and a bit of a mischievous one this one. It's an interesting game. We again have 4 players. We are actually on a tiny harbour map. I had a test of this before we started playing, and I thought tiny, look, the harbour map is huge. So I thought we'll try them on tiny, not realising they would be so starved for wood and other resources. I should have seen that coming really. But this is what we're dealing with. 4 players, no teams or any of that nonsense. They're all against each other. Let's introduce the players. In the very north of the map, in the blue, we have Bean Burrito playing as the Ptolemies. Unrated player, know nothing about any of these players, to be perfectly honest with you. It was a bit of an experiment, and you'll see how it goes shortly. In the yellow, over to the right hand side of the map, we have Obi-Man playing as the Ghouls, also an unrated player. In the south of the map, playing as the Iberians, dealing with tigers. That's a bit of an unfortunate draw. We've got a whole base full of tigers. And no walls on this tiny map. The Iberians just have a base like everyone else. This is Tsar 1812. Tsar 1812 with a rating of 1326. So no chance for confusion there. They've got rid of the tigers. I don't know if that's for the loss of anything, but yeah, they've got rid of the tigers. And over on the left hand side, in the green, we have Babaloon playing as the Macedonians, also an unrated player. So interestingly, straight off the bat, as we'll work our way round again, we have an early rush. It is Bean Burrito playing as the Ptolemies, who's managed to raise 7 of the camel archers, and they've gone in on Obi-Man, who's probably wishing he hadn't taken part in this game at this stage. So that's 3 kills already. His population was only 16. All the women are inside before they've really started doing anything. So I think you're going to see quite a bit of harassment here. Poor Obi-Man probably didn't know what he was getting himself into. I don't think any of the players did really. They're not experienced players. Possibly, I think from my initial view of the match, obviously Tsar 1812 has played quite a few games to get the rating that he's got. Certainly Bean Burrito is quite a strong player. But yeah, all of the action focused at the moment in Obi-Man's base, where his life is being made hell by these camel archers. Still no additional kills, but can't get out of the base without being harassed. He's got some skirmishers and some spearmen who are trying to kind of make a fist of it and gather food while this is going on. In the meantime, population-wise, you can't say this has really helped Bean Burrito's population. His is only at 20. Obviously, Obi-Man's is down at 18. He is gradually making players, making units. Down in the south, it's all guns blazing for Tsar 1812, who is quite wisely put down a sentry tower facing into Babaloon's territory. Hasn't done anything to secure this side of the border. And as we look on, Bean Burrito still hassling poor Obi-Man. Don't know if he's going to come round and give his... yeah, he's just focusing here. So I think he's trying to weaken the opponent in the quadrant next to him. Babaloon has actually gone straight for a dock and started raiding the fish. There are small pockets of fish in the very small and now seemingly pointless harbour. I don't think we're going to see a naval battle. If the truth be told. The biggest question, I think, the biggest pinch points are going to be the wood lines. They are tiny. Everybody's got a little wood line near their base, some better off than others, as Bean Burrito still piling the misery down upon Obi-Man. Bean Burrito has got... He's got an interesting setup here. He has the one main wood line. His His women are just collecting the berries straight, no farmsteads. He's built a tower over to this side. He has got 2 decent wood lines over here and what could be a contested wood line here in this kind of no man's land between him and Babaloon. Babaloon has a sizable wood line in his base, and again what could be an, you know, quite a hotly contested wood line down here with Tsar 1812, and similar situation between the bases here. And Bean Burrito, has he finally pulled back, or is this just a short break? I think he's just trying to lull Obi-Wan into a false sense of security, let him get his female citizens back out and then come back in again. He is definitely being stifled, but the fact of the matter is he's not too far behind in population with Bean Burrito. It takes a lot of resources to raise that many calf that quickly. Yeah, and I think Bean Burrito has decided it's time to start gathering and building up a force. Most of the players have cleaned up the chickens, going in for the peacocks here. Stationary cavalryman there. I think he's cleaned up all the hunt that's nearby, and he's just standing watch idly. Another dock going down, so Tsar 1812 is going for the dock option. He's probably seen these 4 fishing boats claiming all the fish early on and thinks, I want a part of that. He's built a pretty solid structure. Iberian's known for their solid buildings. He's got a sentry tower, just 1 person garrisoned in each side, so nobody is going to make any early raids on him. We look at Babaloon. He has also going for the sentry tower option. He's not sent anybody over there up to actually build it yet. But he sees this as being a contentious point. There's also a stash of metal in between. The minerals in the map horribly distributed. There is 1 extra lot of metal up here and 1 extra lot of stone down here. Absolutely nothing on this side of it. This is barren, and it would appear that Obi-Wan has decided that a fence will keep these guys out, and to be honest, it's probably not a bad idea. I think I would have tried to build it here. He's basically cut himself off from his own wood line, so I do wonder whether they could go round. I don't think they're going to try. They're just sticking their heads through the fence post and trying to take them out from a distance. Yeah, I do wonder whether they're going to counteract each other and fall behind on development. At the moment, far and away, the 2 teams that aren't engaging any battle, that being Tsar 1812 down here in the reds, and Babaloon, are absolutely running away with it population-wise. It's Tsar 1812 population of 63, 20 infantry, and Babaloon population of 55, 17 infantry. Bean Burrito has opened up a lead over Obi-Man. He has got a population of 31, 13 infantry, sorry, 16 infantry now, and 6 cavalry. Poor Obi-Man really doesn't know what to do about this. He's completely out of his comfort zone. I doubt he's played many of these free-for-all games at all. He has now got... I'm interested to what he's trying to do. He's low on food. He's got berries here, but he hasn't built a farmstead anywhere near the berry bush. Farmsteads, no, he hasn't got any. This is one tucked behind. No, they're both storehouses. Interesting. Don't think that's going to help him much. He's gradually building his population. He's got cavalry and a few infantry of his own coming out, and this is where his focus is going to be. He's not going to build very far through here before he's going to start falling under the attack of this sentry tower. He's sending out his own cavalry to do a bit of scouting. He's attempted to capture this tower. That is not going to happen. He's going to lose both those horses and all of these infantry. He might hassle a few of Red's female citizens here. There's been a few losses. But ultimately, that is a large percentage of his population that is not gathering the resources that he needs. And this is a bit of a folly. He's trying to raid It's almost like, you know, well, I've had a terrible time of it. I'm now going to hassle someone else. All of these guys are going to get weakened by these towers now. A sizable amount of infantry. So he's getting spanked from both ends now, Obi-Man. Will they carry on and give him some hassle? Of course, don't know. No, they're dropping back. They're dropping back and they're reinforcing this wood line. I think Obi-Man has thought better of trying to fight it out. He's got wounded troops. They're not going back in again, are they? Surely not. A bit of cat and mouse going on there. In the meantime, we still don't have any fishing boats coming out of this dock. They're all green fishing boats, so not getting involved. The only thing he can produce from there is boats, and he's not producing any boats. But it would appear that Tsar 1812 has pretty much seen off the threat, and Obi-Man has only got one working wood line and a whole load of idle troops in the middle. He's stopped making people. He's running out of everything, especially food. He's got berries and he's not collecting anything from them. I do wonder how much Obi-Man knows about playing the game. It's not looking good for him, to be honest. In the meantime, these horses have increased in number and they're very slowly taking down this fence. Yeah, what else are you going to do with your horses right now? I suppose he could come across and give Babaloon some hassle, but Babaloon just sort of chilling out naturally. There's a bit of confrontation down here. Yeah, they're trying to take down this sentry tower. It's a huge amount of Babaloon's slingers. He's got Agrian Palast, so yeah, they're making a difference. That tower is not going to stay up there. They will lose a few in the process. And there it goes. So suddenly Tsar 1812 has something to think about over this side as well. He could do with getting another tower up, maybe getting some reinforcements over here. This is good aggressive early play by Babaloon. He's also set himself up with a wood line over here. He's getting drawn into a conflict with Bean Burrito. Bean Burrito has a lot of forces up here, but I mean that's his sort of major wood line at the moment. Babaloon is actually going in for a major raid down the bottom. He's sent. Why has he sent all his women over there? They're just going to get absolutely slaughtered. And they are doing so. I think a miscalculation. Probably didn't realise quite how many female citizens he dispatched there. Interestingly, he hasn't got full quotas in the field, so don't quite understand that. He is getting food from the fishing, and still Tsar 1812 hasn't really done anything with that. In the meantime, the fence has gone. What are Obi-Man? Oh, Obi-Man has actually resigned. Obi-Man has given up the ghost, I think, as soon as that fence went down. So it leaves this base open to capture. There's nothing garrisoned in it. Most of these are female citizens that are factionless and a few infantry there that wouldn't be difficult to kill. You would think Bean Burrito would march straight in there and basically try and capture this territory. That would give him a huge advantage. But it would appear he's not doing that. As it stands... oh, this is interesting. Tsar 1812 is still trying to get women gathering wood here in this very vulnerable area. I don't think they're going to live long. Yeah, they're going to get taken down. There is a tower. It's not garrisoned. It probably hasn't got the range. Interestingly, Tsar 1812 has phased up. So he's now building... Well, he's still building sentry towers, but he's got the option to build big towers. Proper towers, and a proper tower here would certainly put pay to this wood gatherer. I mean, this is his territory. He should be fighting back. He's been kicked out of here. I'm surprised he's so happy to take it lying down, but I guess he knows he's got no real threat here now. Bean Burrito, on the other hand, appears to have pretty much taken this back. We've got none of Babaloon's troops gathering wood here. A few bloodstains which suggest there was a short conflict. This tower is causing him problems, but this tower, it's made it a bit of a no man's land. anything built here is getting peppered by these towers. It's a partially garrisoned tower versus another partially garrisoned tower. He's fenced himself off from here. I don't understand this. He now knows he's not going to be attacked through here by Obi-Man. The longer he waits, surely sooner or later Tsar 1812 is going to come over here and cause him problems. We have a small tower still there. He's not building any phase 2 buildings. Nobody else has phased up. So we're seeing some quite naivist approaches to the game. A lot of the players just putting their armies in danger positions, to be honest. As a small incursion here from 5 troops takes down a house. I think they're going for a capture on this one. They're in attack range of this tower. And yeah, I mean, that's going to end badly. Although the tower isn't a very aggressive defensive structure, it needs distance, and he's within that attacking range. So it's not really an attack. And it looks like Bean Burrito's also phased up. Bean Burrito has... He's still got the smallest population of the remaining 3 players. Population is 69. It is currently Babaloon who has been churning the troops out. He has got a population of 93, infantry 54. However, Tsar 1812 has population of 84 but 54 infantry. So he is a fighting force. They're all kind of over here and mining. So nobody's getting near that base at this present time. Not seeing any phase 2 buildings, and we're not seeing... Oh, it looks like Babaloon is in a position to phase up, but he's choosing not to at this moment. He is now raising, looks like cavalry, 10 Lancer cavalry. I would have thought phasing up might have been his higher priority. We are not seeing any phase 2 buildings. We're seeing extra barracks from Tsar 1812 as another contingent of Babaloon's infantry get distracted from this shrinking wood line. I think he's messed up here. I think he should have tried to reinforce at this end. Now there's no getting back to this wood line. He's only got a handful of trees in the middle of his base. This wood line will not last long. Similarly, you know, this is an ever-shrinking wood line for Tsar 1812. I'm surprised he hasn't put a storehouse just a little closer to help with that. Is he fishing? He's still not committed to fishing, so he's kind of let Babaloon clean out the lake. There are still 1,000 worth of food up there in terms of fish, and another here. Small contingent here, and they've just cleaned them out. Doesn't look like Babaloon's going to go after them. Bean Burrito, on the other hand, has been quietly and confidently reinforcing his position here. He's got the odd troop getting a bit carried away and attacking this tower. He's going to need this wood line pretty soon, but he has got this whole wood line here. But no, why not put a storehouse there? That would be more efficient. So we're seeing some relative kind of newbie errors there, but we are seeing some phase 2 buildings. He's got a corral, so maybe he's going to produce food himself. Food isn't the issue though. Wood and other resources are the issue. There is a market going down, so he might be able to buy his way out of trouble. He is 3 entities of class building away from phasing up to phase 3. At the moment, we still haven't seen any sign. Yep, Babaloon is phasing up now. He's also going for a bit of a cavalry rush. I can't see much point of this, really. All the miners are here. They're all infantry. They'll be able to murder this cavalry in no time whatsoever. The women have rushed to safety, and it's an Iberian base. You're not getting through that with a horse, are you? He's lost most of his cavalry, and you'd have to say that was a bit of a waste. He's also run out of wood, has Babaloon. He is going to have to address this situation up here. He's going to have to do it soon while he's got numerical and military advantage over Bean Burrito, because Bean Burrito is building up to trying to get to phase 3. I think he will grow his population quite quickly once he gets close. Is he still waiting on other buildings? Let's have a look. He could select his CC. He needs 2 to phase up at the moment. So yeah, both Bean Burrito and Tsar 1812 need 2 more buildings. The rest of Babaloo's cavalry has been slaughtered. Tsar 1812 has quite a good high healthy kill count here. He's killed 65 of the enemy, and I suspect most of those are going to have been Babaloon's troops. They're like the expendables here. He's just just sending them out there to be slaughtered. There's the odd troop in red getting distracted, and they're murdering women with reckless abandon. Babaloon is not managing this situation. That tower is gone. Look at that. Small quota of troops came over and destroyed that tower. Now there is nothing to stop them gathering the wood. They've claimed that. They've got a garrison tower there. Babaloon's coming into occupied territory, and he's going to come off worse here. There's no two ways. I know he's got the larger army, but there is a tower. There are a lot of archers that he can call upon. There's 13 camel archers in the CC. There's going to be a lot of casualties there, and that's going to slow down his development. His development has already slowed down considerably. He's got nobody mining, which I find staggering. He's mining stone down here. He's pretty much ignored metal. He's not producing anything at the moment from either of his producing buildings. He's got 3 of them. He's going for... Well, what is he going for, to be honest? He's kind of sent them all on a suicide mission. So Babaloon's population has now dropped to 54. And that was all through a needless attack of somebody with less population. Just trying, you know, he should have secured that wood line early on. He stole a march. He had a tower there. It was his for the taking and the dominating. Still very, very surprised that Bean Burrito or Tsar 1812, especially as they're here, they're now being attacked by these factionless troops. Why doesn't he kill them all and take that CC and all this territory? Well, we have a ship, so of debatable importance this. There is a warship that's come out. It may be making a small attack on the dock that Tsar 1812 has completely not used. Tsar 1812 is now starting to build a few more phase 2 buildings. He's phased up his tower. He's got a market going down. He needs... What does he need? I suppose he's got a blacksmith, temple, anything to kind of reinforce this. He could really do with taking this back. This is the, you know, it's one of the few sort of randomly dotted bits of resource around. He could, judging by the way that Babaloon is sacrificing his troops, he could have that. That's his for the taking. So at the moment, you'd have to say, with that suicide charge that Babaloon has made, that he probably is the weakest player left in the game. You would have to say that Tsar 1812 and Bean Burrito could be the 2 left in this to shoot out for the victory. That's how it's looking at the moment, unless something bizarre happens. Is there a plan with this ship? Are they going to load people onto it? These are mostly female citizens, scattering of infantry, and they're trying to raid what little wood there is here. They're piling into a ship. Maybe they're going to cross the harbour and take out these, you know, sort of take over this base over here. Somebody should have done that by now. That would have given you surely the most unassailable advantage. It would have given you extra wood because there is a serviceable wood line there. There are berries over there. There's more trees, and there is stone. So I can't quite understand the thinking here. He's loaded them onto the ship, and I think he's just using them for extra firepower. Not sure how that's going to work. In the meantime, Tsar 1812 has got up to phase 3, so if we're going to see a fortress, I would imagine we're going to see it here. And interesting, Babaloon has abandoned the stone mine, one of the most precious resources in this game, hopefully one of the most sought after and to be fought over type resource, and he's just abandoned it for reasons that we cannot comprehend. It is just out of range of this red territory covered by this tower. There, it's a fully garrisoned tower, so nothing's coming in through here. In the meantime, it looks like Tsar 1812 has finally built a ship of his own, and it's going to get sunk by this ship because of the sheer number of people in it. It will have that much more firepower. So, and what strategic importance is this? So, the ship is taking damage. This one is not, because he's just shooting at this dock. Is he going after his fishing boats? You'd have to say this probably counts as one of the most pointless naval battles ever in the history of naval battles, really. It's not serving much strategic importance. We get to see some ships and it looks pretty, but yeah, what is the point? And with that phase up, the mine has now fallen completely under Tsar 1812's control. Babylon is still putting up small sentry towers. He could do with, I don't really know why all his troops are just stood there. There is plenty more they should be doing. Oh, that's because there's an attack going on. So it's Tsar 1812 who's going in to try and capture this tower. The smaller towers are more open to being captured. And everybody disembarks off this ship. It's going to get sunk, basically. Somehow he's left it wide open to being attacked. This small incursion is still going on. And I don't think they're going to get that tower. I don't think there's enough red troops there. They're killing off Babylon's troops. But, yeah. And they're now coming up to try and capture his buildings. So, 25 minutes in, it's been skirmish type combat. Finally, green has come over and they're, I think, going to try and capture this. There are some red troops in there fighting them off. So, this is a disaster for Babylon. He sent a load of female citizens over there. They're getting slaughtered. Babylon has massively messed up here. Being killed both sides, and it's a full-scale invasion, so it could possibly end up, if he plays this right, and I don't think he has, to be honest. I don't think he's committed enough troops to capturing this base, but it could well have been Tsar 1812 controlling, you know, 3/4 of the map and having got to phase 3 first. As it stands, Being Burrito has got to phase 3, is immediately putting a fortress up and reinforcing this woodline is well and truly his, sensing this weakness here from Babylon. Babylon is now hastily trying to buy things in the market, but he has been well and truly battered at this point. He's not producing any new citizens. He's producing 5 slingers there, but he is... you know, he is basically going to be overpowered north and south, and even his attempt to cross over to the other side here was a strategic misstep, because Tsar 1812 was committed to this area of the map. He's expanded here, he's claimed this food, although he's not currently claiming it at the moment. I still don't understand why he hasn't taken this base. He is still carrying on with this incursion, and yep, Babylon has resigned. So this is, for me, how you win this game. He's already got to phase 3. He's been a bit slow in building a fortress. He's let Being Burrito build the fortress. Nothing coming out of that fortress just yet. But effectively, Tsar 1812 controls 3/4 of the map. If he could just get enough troops to capture this base and this base. As it stands, he's fighting some factionless troops. This should be a walkover, and he should capture this CC. He's wasting his time chasing the female citizens. He should just go straight for the CC. And you take all of this territory and you build a fortress straight away somewhere here. Well, the fortress is going down, some of the miners are going to build that, I would thought that's probably a good idea. Few of Bean Burrito's troops are being drawn into this. They're probably going to mess up these plans. They've actually, yeah, just by virtue of the fact that there is a fortress here, Bean Burrito has now claimed all this territory, and he's claimed it because Tsar 1812 has been slow on the uptake. He has got two prime opportunities to capture two CCs with little or no effort. He has enough troops, and I cannot understand why he did not take it. He's now trying to capture his opponent's inherited buildings here. You capture this barracks, you have to garrison it if you want to keep it, whereas this gives you control. So yeah, capturing everything but the building you really need to be capturing. He's not garrisoned it, but it has spread its influence a little. There's a market there he could be capturing, but he's now sending his troops. It's a folly, it really is. His fortress is only just going up now. He's got blacksmith going up, and temples back here where there is no fighting, so that's questionable. Anything coming out, yeah, we've got a siege tower. That would not be my first choice. I have to say, siege tower, not convinced. I'd have thought elephants, catapults, anything that could do some serious harm from distance. I guess you can get a lot of infantry in there, but really you need something that's going to knock over buildings, and the siege tower is not going to do that. It's going to get a lot of your troops in a dangerous position, and it looks imposing, but in these confines, in this this claustrophobic little map, I would have thought of all the things you could pick, a siege tower, yeah, wouldn't be one of them. But there you go. He's piling people in.
Yeah, see?
What's he going to do with that then? He's probably not even going to get through the terrain in it. I think he might be able to weave his way through here, and then he's going to be stuck here or here. And they shoot arrows, so he might be able to pepper some troops from distance. Nothing coming out of Tsar 1812's fortress either. Not a hero, not battering rams. So a little bit disappointing, and he's utilising.
Yes.
Again, I don't think he's taken advantage of this that was handed to him. You know, a weak player stopped on both sides and basically said, "Here, have my CC," and he's not taken it. Bean Burrito has not been like a strategic genius by any stretch of the imagination, but he's been quite strong. He has been slow and steady. He hassled Oberman into submission early on and has got himself the strategic advantage. He's got Ptolemy the Saviour, an elephant which can knock down buildings. They really ought to capture this here and not destroy it. Capturing it would give him a stranglehold on the map. Let's see what he does. It looks like they're trying to capture this barracks back. There is a contingent in that barracks not able to do anything. I don't think they've got enough there to capture it, even with a hero, and the hero's not being utilised. So yeah, this might change the score a bit. There are 4 war elephants coming out, so they should be able to bulldoze their way down. We finally have a ram that's come out and another one to join it. Where's that ram gone? I think it's retreating back inside the fortress, so not being used for anything remotely useful. As the elephants come in and attack the neutral CC that is there for the taking. I do not understand this. So yeah, all the players have missed a trick here. At the moment, the balance looks very much with Bean Burrito. Population-wise, he's now running away with it. He's got a population of 169, 107 infantry. He's got fortress in a good strategic place. He's got 4 elephants and a siege tower. And they're going to make light work of these battering rams, I think, if they don't run away. Yeah, no match for the elephants there. The elephants are going to destroy those. Bit of a heartbreaker. Nothing else coming out of the fort, and it's not looking good at all for Tsar 1812, who could still get forces over here and capture this base and then attack Bean Burrito from his weaker flank. But he's not doing that. He is... well, he's just content to stand there and wait for Bean Burrito to come and attack him. And he will eventually when he's strong enough. So I don't understand this at all. And I think... oh yeah, there he goes. Tsar 1812 has seen the folly in this. Very strange indeed. He could still have captured that base over there and made a game of it, but he didn't. Bean Burrito, by virtue of making probably the fewest mistakes, is the winner on this Free-for-All Friday replay. Let's have a look at the scores. So Tsar 1812 had the highest score at the point that he resigned, but he had completely dropped the ball positionally and let Bean Burrito in. Right across the board, Tsar 1812 had that game in his hand. He had every advantage handed to him on a plate and messed up and left it wide open for somebody who I wouldn't consider to be a massively strong player in Bean Burrito. He did okay early on with that rush, but yeah, you'd have to say that was a game very much lost rather than won. Let's have a quick look at the old kill-death ratio. Bean Burrito won it on his ability to kill and his opponent's inability to capitalise on the things that were handed to them. I think Babaloon had a great early advantage. He got to fishing early. He could have got across the other side of the map and stolen that base after Obi-Man resigned. He didn't take it. Bean Burrito himself could have also had Obi-Man's base. He didn't take it. And Tsar 1812 could have had both Babaloon's and Obi-Man's base and would have steamrolled Bean Burrito if he had that amount of an advantage, and he didn't take it. So, as I said, by virtue of making the fewest mistakes in a mistake-strewn game, congratulations to Bean Burrito.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a comment, drop a like, subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to be notified of future episodes. If you'd like one of your matches featured on the show, see the video description of how you can submit your replays. And if you can't wait for the next episode, then why not check out these playlists in the end titles for more replays, commentary and tutorials on 0AD Newbie Rush. I'll see you in the next video.